wait, let me make sure my sound is okay. So as you guys know, back in November, we were demonetized.
Okay, again, the question. I want to know the full chain. Pearl uploads video in 4K with perfect audio quality. How did we get this video? What happened? What was the chain of events that got us this video? I want to know. I want to know. I just want to know.
Oh, wait, let me make sure my sound is okay. So as you guys know, back in November, we were demonetized. A lot of people, you know, they said that we were demonetized for stuff we weren't. Officially, what YouTube told us was that we were demonetized for using the word fanny, let's just say, with a T and an R. And
Fanny with a T and an R. Oh God, is this one of our dailies? What word is bad that has fanny with a... Fanny is pussy, right? With a T and an R? Pussy? What is T and an R? What the... Wait, did I mishear her? Oh, did she say tranny? Oh, she meant like a rhyming word. Oh my God, it is like the daily. Because it was using a totally different... I got fucked.
That women are not as smart as men. I'm quoting YouTube. And it was really frustrating because I even had a meeting with them and I asked them with a T and an R, and that women are not as smart as men.
There's no shot. That's why she was demonetized because she said women aren't as smart as men. No shot. No shot.
I'm quoting YouTube. And it was really frustrating because I even had a meeting with them and I asked them if I could statistically back up the things that I was saying. Would that help anything? They said no. Okay. And this caused us to delete probably, Blessing, 10,000 videos?
20,000.
20,000 videos. So the last 4 years, I learned to edit 4 years ago. And it's like we've had so many people that have put in so much work here. You know, like Blessing slept on the floor of our studio. You know, there's people that have put in like hundreds of hours. And it was a really tough decision.
Damn. So they're perma demonetized. Oof. Do they even have... Do they have like memberships or anything else? Patreon or I don't know what other things people use. Jesus.
Delete 20,000 videos because I don't know, it's 4 years worth of work, but you know, in my head, the upside was that maybe we could get remonetized and we could just be more careful going forward. We did back them up and they're going on the website, but we were hoping that this would lead us to getting remonetized. And unfortunately, I learned 2 days ago that they denied our decision. I'm not mad at YouTube. YouTube has the right to require whatever they want on their platform, but it's very frustrating because they wouldn't tell us why they denied it. They wouldn't tell us anything other than hate speech. And that's such a broad definition that we can't even really try to stay YouTube friendly. So unfortunately, that's the decision we got. But, you know, I'm not...
Do they not have a deal with Rumble or anybody else? What is your next... What is next for your research? I mean, we're kind of doing immigration. Kind of. We're going to wade through it. I've never heard of a channel being remonetized after being demonetized. Hasn't it happened with a few people? But maybe that's only if they like up only within like a month. I don't know anybody who's gotten like long-term demonetized and remonetized. I'm not sure. But also a lot of people might just quit after.
Still have ideologies that go against Islam.
What ideology do you think I said was Redpill that as a whole? I understand what you're saying about that, but I want to see why you think I'm wrong about saying that women learn God from a man.
Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala today says to the example for the believers, not believing women, believers, Imra'ata Fir'aun, says the wife of Pharaoh. The wife of Pharaoh, her husband, is a horrible man. Horrible person.
And she was the one who wanted to adopt Moses, and she saw him as her own child. I just read that today in the Quran. I read the whole story, yeah.
So this woman had a horrible husband.
She was forgiven, if I'm not mistaken.
She's the highest levels of paradise.
Right.
She's one of the best women.
Because she was married to the Pharaoh, who's the top op. He's buried. He's in the bottom level of hell.
She's on the top. He's on the bottom. If she was led by the husband, she would have been in hell. But Allah used her as an example, as amongst the best.
There's outliers to everything. But there's exceptions to the rule. My point is,
Allah used
what did I say specifically that you disagree with?
I believe that.
There are exceptions to the rule. Wait, what? I'm sorry, am I misunderstanding? Can you imagine like Jesus tells you a parable and he's like, here's the parable of the poor man who went to heaven. You're like, excuse me, Jesus, we get it. There's an exception to every rule. Like, that's the point of a parable, is that It is the rule, but I don't know. I don't know if this counts as a parable. I don't know the Pharaoh fucking story, whatever the I'm talking about, to be fair, but
The rule that you said is the fact that women need a man to find guidance.
100%.
So you believe women can find guidance on their own?
They can, but overall, overwhelmingly, women are going to be programmed by the men that are around. That's why all these women are feminists in the West, because there's no God-fearing men. And they're going to go and fit into the mold of what men are believing in the West.
Yeah, but then the problem would be, then the woman have no free will. If no good man, she can't find Allah. That means a woman cannot be accountable except if she has a man.
Who bit the apple?
We don't know in Islam.
Really?
Yeah, we don't
That's
have,
a Christian belief?
Yeah, we have no idea who bit the apple.
Wait, Warner, that's true?
If anything,
Who bit the
Allah
apple?
blamed Adam. We don't.
well, okay. People keep saying he spent a lot of time studying the Quran and is that true? Would you learn this like this, or what is Xena? Destiny, he's still paying his ex-GF's rent? Who, or I don't want to say names, I'm sorry.
Today, I was so stressed out. I think, like, there's just a lot of things I want to get into it. And then,
Hold on, wait. Destiny, you said any movie before 1997 is bad. What about Hook? You guys know I'm trolling when I say that, right? Sometimes I can't tell. I give takes on movies or food, and I'm like trolling, and then people get actually invested in my opinion, and they get really mad about it. I can't tell if people think I'm trolling or not.
Today, I was so stressed out. I think, like, there's just a lot of things I want to get into it. And then also the sleep problems and all that, and fasting, just extra cranky. And then I sat in the masjid and I was just reading Quran for a couple hours. Felt so much better afterwards. I've never felt something like more refreshing. And in the past, during my haram days, when I was in that mode, I would smoke weed to do it, or drink, or party, or club, or like girls, all that. This is the most resetting thing you could do, is like sit in the mosque, read Quran, or pray. It will put you on the straight path. That's what deen is. The word deen, I'm sure you hear people talk about it like, I'm on deen. What that really means is that you're on the straight path that Allah is guiding you for. So you're on that straight path that Allah has laid out for you. That is the best way to stay focused and get rid of all those distractions. And highly recommend that wherever you guys are in life, I would say that being on deen is the most clear path, because it's already laid out for you from God.
W.
It's so cringe. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, though, that doing any type of religious meditation would probably make you feel better than smoking weed. I think that's probably good. Meditating, period, will probably make you feel better, but yeah. There is a trope in, like, I don't know if you call it fighting, anime, samurai, like there is a very strange trope where, you ever notice that the masters are always way better than, like, the students? In such a way that you wonder, is the trope, if you really think about it, just that the art or like the whatever they're teaching just gets shittier and shittier as generations go on? Like, shouldn't it be the other way around, that the students are surpassing the masters all the time? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? So, like, for instance, people talk about, like, Ip Man or whatever, you know, they're like, oh my God, this guy's a legend. Like, he's the one that taught Bruce Lee. Okay, but, like, shouldn't Bruce Lee have been better if he was taught by this guy? Why would we think that Ip Man is better than Bruce Lee? Or like in Rurouni Kenshin, when his master shows up and he's like, oh my God, he's so strong, he can only be in like 3 episodes because he's so powerful. He needs to kill everything and it's just too much. I was like, okay, but like by the end, shouldn't Kenshin be stronger than his master? Like, how is it that every successive student gets weaker and weaker? Bruce Lee was stronger than Ip Man. Bruce Lee mastered Wing Chun and many other forms of Kung Fu, such as Qigong, Tai Chi, Pa Kua, and others. Okay, I don't know if any of that was real, but all right.